So he gonna kowtow to the money. And two, he's got someone who can think for him and help him understand this. Look, the LA Times talks about H-2 boosts at Mar-a-Lago, not H-1B1. Trump added that he has many H-1B visas on my properties. I've been a believer in H-1B. I have used it many times. It's a great program. It wasn't immediately clear what properties Trump was referring to that rely on the H-1B program. His golf courses and clubs, including Mar-a-Lago, have long relied on foreign workers coming to the United States under the H-2B program to work as, oh, guess what? Housekeepers and cooks. Mm-hmm. They're not doing tech for him. I mean, this is a team with Trump at the lead that wants to deport people, that wants to put them in concentration camps because they shouldn't be here in their view. When the president-elect himself fundamentally doesn't even understand the differences between the programs that affect people in a way that, you know, will determine whether or not they stay here.
Michael, you're so right that he doesn't know what H-1B visas are. He doesn't know the difference. And this is another slap at his base. This is I mean, again, I say this until I'm blue in the face. Donald Trump can't stand his base. He lies to them every day. His base is concerned about people from around the world coming here and stealing jobs, and it's all a bunch of hooey, but his base is concerned about that. The only thing Trump cares about is Trump, and he doesn't want the economy to tank. So when it comes to H-1B visas, when it comes to tariffs and his threat of mass deportation, his business people are going to tell him what to do.
Right.
It's so stunning to me, looking through that list, Simone, that you were reading of the things he has vowed to do. You called it aggressive. I agree that it is aggressive. There are also things like vowing to end Russia's war in Ukraine in just 24 hours, where, of course, the devil is in the details there. Who is it exactly that is at that negotiating table, at that bargaining table, and what is it that they're getting? But April Ryan, this is not what folks voted for. They didn't vote for banning trans people from the military. They didn't vote for pardoning folks who stormed the Capitol on January 6th. If you look at all the exit polls and you listen to people, it seems like they voted in large part based on economic concerns. And just to tie all of this together, you start deporting immigrants and deporting workers from things like the ag sector, the construction sector, in addition to those families and those communities who are going to suffer. You know who's going to suffer? The American consumer.
That's right. That's right. That's most definitely right. But I'm going to say this first. When you say they didn't vote for this, what was floating out was Project 2025, and a lot of this is Project 2025. So in essence, they did vote for this as the economy was number one. But when we start talking about immigration and the deportation, a mass deportation process that is expected to happen, think about this visa conversation. Visas are a part of immigration. Visas are a part of the broken immigration system. And look at this. Those who are at the southern border make up everyone from around the world, to include Black and brown people. Mm-hmm. But visas, a lot of times, who come in, they fly in from the Ukraine, and they're driving the Ubers on vacation sites all around this country, like Martha's Vineyard, everywhere. And you have a lot of that, like he said, like the president said, a lot of those people are working in his establishments, his golf course, his Mar-a-Lago estate. This is part of the immigration problem, and people are not talking about it. It's brown versus white. And this is part of it. And what people don't understand as well, and I keep saying this, Elon Musk came in on a visa in the 1990s and overstayed his visa. In 2023, the Biden administration's Homeland Security Department came up with a report saying there are 3 times more overstays of visas than there have been in the past. That is a problem. But when it is Black and brown at the border, that's the problem. You want to close people off. But, I'm going to welcome these visas coming in from Ukraine and all these other countries of the people who look like him. So there is a devil in the details. And we're not talking about how this part is broken as well.
Can we just, I want to bold and underline what April just said, because oftentimes when we are talking about immigration or any of these other issues, folks are like, oh, why you got to bring race into it? Race is inextricably always a part of the conversation. Hello, America. Do we need to go back to the fundamentals of who built this country and how, and what we were really founded on? And so race is a part of this. And the demonization of people coming to the U.S.-Mexico southern border, right, who are fleeing, in many cases, famine, terrible, terrible conditions in their home countries, collapse. I mean, just take a look at what's happening in Venezuela. And you juxtapose that with the good immigrants, okay, the high-skilled workers, I'm using air quotes for the people that are listening at home, and how those individuals are talked about. Elon Musk himself, Elon Musk had a lot to say in our NBC News reporting about the H-1B program. He said the number of people who are super talented engineers and super motivated in the U.S. is far too low. He said, take a big step back and F yourself in the face. He said this in a post. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend. They are telling you who they are for explicitly. No dog whistles using bullhorns, Joe Walsh.
Completely. And Simone, you said at the top, this is an aggressive agenda. It's a cruel agenda. And what Trump will sell and push on the first day is a bunch of cruelty. I think he's going to pardon the Jan 6 offenders, violent felons. He's going to throw out a bunch of DEI and transgender cruel red meat to his base. But Michael, to your point, Trump cares about the stock market. So when it comes to mass deportation and his tariffs, he's got to watch the impact on the stock market.
And that circles back to why, April, this conversation has turned the way it has. You've got Vivek and Elon sitting up here talking about how lazy white men are. And let's just break the ish down, because that's what we talk. That's what they said. That's why everybody got upset. That's why Elon may want to go to war on the issue like this, but he's going to war against a base that does not want Vivek Ramaswamy here.
Even though he's a citizen.
Even though he's a citizen. All right. And Vivek is like, well, you too dumb to do the job that we need to have done. Elon Musk is not hiring Donald Trump's base to come work at SpaceX. Ooh. Can we be clear about what we're talking about? He's not hiring that base to come work at Google or whatever company he buys next. This is the way it is. Am I missing something? Because that's what I'm reading when that long screed, as my friend Simone called it yesterday, was laid out by Vivek, very clearly stating, and now emphasized by Elon himself, talking about take a big step back and F yourself in the face. Who the hell is this man? Except an immigrant. I mean, I don't get it. What am I missing?
He's now a naturalized citizen.
Still an immigrant. I don't care. That's how you get here.
Calling Americans mediocre, basically. Let me say this. There is talent here in this nation. It's interesting to call people mediocre, but yet you have schools that are trying to build the next generation to work in this industry, right? In the cyber industry. I can even say just HBCUs alone, historically black colleges and universities, are working to get people in tech. But are they looking there? You know, years ago, we heard to go into coding. These kids get out of school, if you go into coding, $93,000 to start off out of college. I wish I would have had that at the beginning. But are they looking there? The space that they're looking at, I don't know if it's mediocre or not, but there are talented people in this country who know computers maybe better than, in cyber information, maybe better than they do. They just have to look. Like, what is it? Viola Davis says, just give us the opportunity. And a lot of people want the opportunity, and they're not looking in those sectors. So I think that he's going to get a lot of blowback. I think Vivek Ramaswamy is going to get a lot of blowback for calling people mediocre, because he's not looking in every sector.
All right, April, Joe, you are sticking with us. There is a vote for Speaker coming up in the new year, and it is a big question if House Speaker Mike Johnson can hold on to that job. And later, David Hogg is running for DNC or vice chair. We're going to talk to him about the future of the party. But first, we are following breaking news out of South Korea, where a plane crash landed at an airport in the southwest part of the country. At this hour, 179 people of the 181 on board are dead. 2 crew members survived. Air traffic controllers warned the pilots about a potential bird strike. Moments later, the aircraft declared an emergency and crash landed on the runway. Officials are investigating what caused the crash. We're going to continue to follow this developing story throughout the day here on MSNBC, and we'll be right back.
I just found out I've been paying for 27 subscriptions. Yeah. It's like finding out you had 27 kids you didn't know about. Rocket Money. Yes, it was Rocket Money.
I had 2
subscriptions.
accounts.
I had 2
Subscriptions.
How much money did it save you?
$700.
$700. I guess if you guys want to save some money, download Rocket Money. It probably will cover the drinks.
The future of cool, comfortable sleep is here. Introducing the new Sleep Number Climate Cool Smart Bed, the only smart bed in the world that actively cools and effortlessly adjusts to both of you. Sleep up to 15 degrees cooler on each side. It actively cools by drawing warm air away from your body to keep you cool and comfortable throughout the night. Our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. And now save 20% on the new Climate Cool Smart Bed. Shop a Sleep Number store near you.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Ro now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper, with results you can see faster. Lose 15% of your weight with the formula from Eli Lilly that hits not 1, but 2 hormones to curb hunger and nausea. Weight loss faster, confidence higher, price cheaper. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
Slotomania, the #1 free slots game, presents straight from the Vegas casino floors to your phone. The iconic Cleopatra 2 slot, featuring wild Cleopatra symbols that give you double. Enjoy the exciting multiplier that increases on every free spin for massive wins. Adding to Slotomania's variety of free slots and huge jackpots. Download Slotomania now and start 2025 with 25 free spins.
Get ready for the unexpected.
It's just larger than life.
Only E brings you unedited moments before they're trending.
It's astonishing and humbling and thrilling.
It's live.
It's game-changing.
Live from E! Golden Globes. Red carpet coverage kicks off January 5th at 6, only on E!
The creator economy, to me, is fascinating because it's not only part of the kind of advertising infrastructure now where they're promoting brands, they're actually generating products and selling products for third parties and for themselves. You know, today we announced that Visa will treat creators as small businesses within our network. They get all the benefits, all the tools of small businesses, the things that allow them to remove friction from paying and getting paid. We're giving them access to that, and we're treating them as all other small businesses. I think this idea of cultural brands and creators being cultural brands is the future. And I think it's been here for a while. We're just now tapping into it in a way that, and understanding it in a way that we can leverage it, but also help them become better at transacting.
Go beyond the headlines with the